Okay, we will call to order the regular meeting of the Batavia City Council scheduled for Tuesday, July 5th, 2020.
Recording in progress.
I'd ask that you all please rise for a brief invocation to be followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. Tonight, as we meet in our first meeting of July, we become ever more and more mindful of the many, many tragic events which surround our world almost now on a day-to-day basis. And certainly the events yesterday in our neighbors to the north on Lake Michigan really, I think, bring home to us how sensitive and vital it is that we maintain a strong sense of awareness around ourselves, and we certainly maintain strong abilities of law enforcement to deal with very challenging issues which they are being thrust upon on a daily basis. We just ask for a special blessing on all those involved in yesterday's tragedies, and we ask that as a world, as we move forward, that we strive to make this a kinder and gentler and more understanding place than it has recently shown itself to be. Also tonight, we asked for an understanding from members of the City Council as we go about the issues of business before us, knowing that each one in their hearts and minds is here to do in the very best interests of the city of Batavia. We also ask for a special blessing from those in our community who are serving on foreign soil in defense of the liberties of the United States of America. And we just ask that a special blessing be shined upon each one of these men and women from our community as well as from throughout our nation. And finally, we ask for ideas and support of all those from our community who are in ill health, and that they find their way back to a more kinder and gentler health situation as we move forward. We ask for all these blessings. Amen. Alderman Rosado, would you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd ask for the city clerk to please call the roll.
Miller.
Here.
Rosado.
Here.
Beck.
Here.
Connolly.
Here.
Jansit.
Here.
Wolf.
Here.
Solfa.
Here.
Barron. Here. Lehman. Here. Ayazi.
Here.
Malay. Ewer.
Here.
Cerrone.
Here.
Vogelsinger. Second call Malay. Second call Vogelsinger. 12 of 14.
So we have 12 of the 14 elected aldermen, so we obviously have the necessary quorum to conduct business. Okay, moving to item number 4, which is the meeting reminder that we ask if you're going to address the city council that you please come up and use the podium, or if you're an alderman at your desk that you please use the microphone that's available to you, because this is all being recorded and will be rebroadcast on BATV for local residents to watch. Moving then to item number 5, which are items to be removed, added, or changed on tonight's agenda. Alderman Chanslett, do you have anything?
Yes, I believe that we were removing, was that item number?
13.
And yes, 13. Thank you. That's going back to committee, if I believe.
We're going to take that one back to committee of the whole.
So I would move that we approve the agenda as amended. That
We have a motion. We have a motion by Alderman Chanslett, second by Alderman Wolf, to approve the agenda as amended. Any discussion? Clerk, call the roll, please.
Jansit.
Aye.
Wolf.
Aye.
Solfa.
Aye.
Barron.
Aye.
Lehman. Aye. Ayazi.
Aye.
Ewer.
Aye.
Cerrone.
Aye.
Miller.
Aye.
Rosado.
Aye.
Beck.
Aye.
Connolly.
Aye.
12 yes, no, 2 absent.
Motion's approved. Okay, moving into item 6, which is presentation of tonight's consent agenda. Alderman Chanslett, please.
Your Honor, the consent agenda reads as follows. To accept and place on file the Committee of the Whole minutes for April 26, 2022, May 10th, May 17th, 2022, the May 2022 City Council financial reports. Approvals, the June 24th, 2022 payroll in the amount of $944,279.44. The accounts payable check register in the amount of $1,397,612.15. The City Council minutes for June 21st, 2022. Approval, City Council executive session, June 21, 2022 for litigation. Approval, COW executive session, April 12th, April 19th, April 26th, May 10th, 2022. Approval of Third Amendment to the Intergovernmental Agreement with Kane County, utility cost payment and police and fire services for 501 North Randall Road. Resolution 22-49-R, authorizing execution of an intergovernmental agreement with Kane County for animal control services. Resolution 22-67-R, authorizing contract for electric conduit construction to install underground conduit on Maple Avenue for an amount not to exceed $30,852, which includes a 10% contingency. Resolution 22-68-R, authorizing a contract with Dynamic Ratings, Inc. to provide and perform monitoring equipment installation at McKee Substation for an amount not to exceed $97,997, which includes a 10% contingency. Your Honor, I would move that we approve the consent agenda as read.
Second.
Moved by Alderman Jansen, second by Alderman Wolf for the approval of the consent agenda as presented. Any discussion? Clerk, call the roll.
Jansen.
Aye.
Wolf.
Aye.
Solfa.
Aye.
Barron. Aye. Lehman. Aye. Ayazi.
Aye.
Ewer.
Aye.
Saron.
Aye.
Miller.
Aye.
Rosado.
Aye.
Beck.
Aye.
Connolly.
Aye.
12 yes, no, 2 absent.
Motion for the approval of the consent agenda is approved. Moving then to item number 7, matters from the public for items that are not on the agenda. Do we have anybody? All right. Moving then to item 8, which is a presentation of Bikes for the Batavia for Evan Thomas.
Good evening, members of the council. My name is Jared Heck. I'm a commissioner with Bikes for Batavia, and with me is Evan Thomas. I'm a commissioner with the Batavia Bicycle Commission, and with me is Evan Thomas, the director of Bikes for Batavia. We're here together tonight to talk to you about Bikes for Batavia, community service of the Batavia Bicycle Commission, because this service is at a crossroads. We're seeking some support, whether from the city council, the city administration, or other members of the community to ensure this program can at least continue, if not grow. A little bit about Bikes for Batavia, who we are and what we do. Bikes for Batavia fixes donated bikes and provides them to people who need them in our community. It started in about 2014. At that time, it was run out of a bicycle commissioner's local bike shop, all spoked up. And after that bike shop moved out of Batavia, the Batavia United Methodist Church graciously agreed to donate space to enable us to continue this program. And Evan currently operates the program out of about 800 square feet of donated space at 21 North Water Street across from the Popcorn Depot. Evan will tell you some details about how this program has helped our community.
Thank you, Jared. Good evening, City Council and others. As Jared said, we are an organization that serves people who are in need. So anybody coming to our shop has been sent there by some local city service or other type of organization that knows how to get people the help that they need. So they come to us for transportation. And I started working with Bikes for Batavia in June of 2020. Since I started, we have donated 335 functional bicycles to community members. And we've only scrapped 30 bikes. So out of all the bikes that we've seen, they're not roadworthy when they come into our shop. So a very small percentage goes to scrap metal, and the rest of them help people get around town, get to work, get to school, and get their groceries. We have given out 134 bikes to females, 134 bikes to males. 67 of those donations, I don't know who they went to. I'll call those private donations, and I'll explain where they went in a little bit. We've given out 183 bicycles to adults and 152 bikes to youth. 231 of these bicycles were direct donations, where somebody has come into the shop, I size them for a bike, I then repair the bike, and they meet me a second time to pick it up. 104 of the donations are indirect donations, and this includes some of those private donations. So we have worked with Chip In with the Batavia Public Schools. So sometimes a student needs a bicycle, I don't know who it is, so I call that a private donation. They tell me their approximate height, I fix up a bicycle, and then a Chip In will come and pick up the bike and deliver it to the person in need. We've worked with Mutual Ground in Aurora. These are the really private donations. They actually go to their Christmas celebration or their holiday celebration where families can choose bicycles as gifts for their children or spouses. We've given them about 50 bicycles. Lazarus House in St. Charles has called upon us for many bicycles. 360 Youth Shelter in Naperville has gotten about a dozen bikes from us. Rockford Catholic Charities has received many bicycles from us. And Laced Up Athletics in LaGrange has also received about a dozen bikes for us. So as you can see, our name is Bikes for Batavia, but we have quite a substantial reach throughout the region. Over the past 2 years, we've hosted many work nights where volunteers from the community come to the shop and they help repair bicycles. And I have also helped 3 individuals with an Earn a Bike program, where it's not necessarily a person who needs a bike, but they come in and they pick out an old bike that's in disrepair, and then I teach them the necessary skills to make that bike whole again, and they ride out the door with a big smile on their face. And many people have been good to us. You heard that we are receiving space for free from the Batavia United Methodist Church. We receive many bicycles from the 3rd or 4th floor of this building. The Batavia Police Department gives us their bikes after they haven't been claimed for about 6 months. Local bike shops are also very supportive of this service. Prairie Path Cycles in Batavia has given us over a dozen bikes. Pedal and Spoke in North Aurora has given us over a dozen bikes. They've also helped us with discounted rates on parts that we need. And we couldn't do it without community support. So people in this city of Batavia and surrounding communities donate their bicycles to us, donate some parts, sometimes give us a little money to buy parts if they can't go get them directly.
So to summarize the benefits, what Evan's talking about is a program that has great community support here from business, law enforcement, private citizens. We've got more donations than we can handle. We don't have enough space to receive donations at this point, unfortunately. And that's a good problem to have, but the bad problem is the space we have is at risk of going away because the church, has committed to continue to provide us some space through the end of this year. Beyond that time, it's not clear whether we will have space to continue the program. So this outpouring of support that we've had and the reach that we've had and helping people here in the community and in the region, we think is really great, and we think it benefits the city. There's been good press pieces written about Bikes for Batavia. There's a lot of word of mouth. And it would be a shame, we think, if we were not able to continue the program because we don't have space. I think it's a program that sets us apart from our neighbors. And so why are we here before you with all of this information? We're trying to raise awareness of this crossroads. We're trying to find support to continue the program. Either the program ends when the space that we currently have donated goes away, where the program can continue with some donated space from someone in the community or some funding to help us find a space, possibly a space of the same size to continue at the levels we're at, or even a larger space that would allow us to expand and achieve maybe a bigger vision for this program, to encourage volunteerism, to partner with, for example, the high school that has volunteering requirements, to teach people skills on how to repair their bikes, to keep bikes out of the landfill, to partner with our local businesses to service a population that may otherwise be unserved. So, Evan's got this vision to make Bikes for Batavia really a community resource run by volunteers. So ideally, it would be great to have some kind of financial support to pursue that vision in the longer term, but in the short term, really, what's needed is space or funding to procure space in 2023. So we're asking whether if the city council or the city administration would be open to working with us to receive a more detailed proposal from us in this regard. Tonight, we want to raise awareness, kind of make people bring some understanding to what the program is and what the crossroads is that we're facing. Evan, you want to say more? Anything else?
I think Jared has summarized this crossroads well. We've been very fortunate to have some donated space for a few years, and some things come to an end. We have bicycles, we have tools, everything we need to repair bicycles. We have volunteers from the community. And in 2023, we will still have all of those things, but we won't have a space to do it. And so if there's any ideas from the council, from the public that's watching, again, as Jared said, we are more than happy to write a very detailed proposal about what size space, how much that might cost, what the operating hours would look like, and how we could continue to serve the community.
Well, I would just offer up that I think you certainly do provide a much worthwhile service to the community, and I appreciate all your your dedication and your efforts to keep this going and improve it and enhance it. This is the first, I think most of the council have heard about this, and I guess what I'd like to suggest is that maybe you give us a couple of weeks and let the city staff take a look at it and see if we can come up with any ideas of potential locations and other things like that. And maybe what I'd like to encourage you to do is the city council meets in committee of the whole on Tuesday nights. And so maybe in a couple of meetings, I'd invite you to come back, and Alderman Wolf will be running that meeting. He runs the committee of the whole meetings, but maybe then we can have a more in-depth conversation on kind of the finer details of what it is you're talking about. Because, at a city council meeting where we got other regular business we're supposed to vote on, we sometimes accept ideas like you're saying, but I think we need to put it into the process and kind of let the council feel it out themselves, and I'm sure there'll be some conversation amongst the aldermen as to what they think we should or shouldn't be doing. I don't know, does anybody want to say anything now about it? But I think it should be a worthy...
I think that would be a good idea, and I think it would also give us time to, contact through Main Street or the Chamber and see if there's any businesses that might have space that might be available, if we could set something up as a temporary thing, or try to look for space, within any of the other organizations that are in town, try to find something, that might fit the needs for that, and figure out, if there's ways we can help with it, or if we can, facilitate that with some other entity.
So why don't we plan for you to maybe come back, 3 weeks from tonight? Would that, I assume,
Sure.
You guys will obviously be around. One of you or both of you could come.
Yeah, we can get that on the agenda.
And we'll get it on the agenda of the committee meeting, and that will, allow for it to have I think, a significant conversation. Is that okay?
That's outstanding. Thank you so much, Mayor, members of the council. That's what we're looking for, is just to engage and try to identify options and see what's possible. So we very much appreciate the time this evening. Thank you.
All right.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
If I could add one
Thank you.
thing.
Nick, go ahead.
Well, while they're here, the one thing we can commit to is helping them with awareness. can they give out information as to how anyone watching this can donate or get in contact with them?
Yes, we are able to be contacted. We have an email address, a phone number. We have a small social media presence on Facebook just so that people can contact us. We try to be accessible in those 3 different ways. I can provide that information now or later. I don't know what you prefer.
Yes, both times. Yeah.
So bikesforbatavia@gmail.com. Our Facebook page would be @bikesforbatavia, and I'll have to look at the phone number. Six 296-4167.
Very good. We'll look forward to talking to you guys in a couple weeks here. Thank you.
Abby?
Abby has her hand.
Who? Alderman Beck, did you want to make a comment?
I did. I just wanted to thank you, Jared, and thank you, Evan, so much for administering this program. I didn't have my camera on, but I was smiling ear to ear the whole time because it makes me so proud of our town for the work that you're doing. And so I'm really looking forward to, in a couple weeks, seeing the detailed proposal and understanding exactly what your needs are. And I'm here to help however I can to help keep this program going and growing. So thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. And
Thank you.
who should I correspond with over the next few weeks about what you might want to see at our next meeting? Or is it going to be more of an open conversation and then we could bring details
I guess if you have any questions, I'd encourage you to talk to Laura Newman, our administrator, and she can certainly steer you to the right people or answer some questions or whatever, so.
I mean, I think knowing what kind of size space you're looking for, what kind of the program details that you're looking to fund, ideally, if you were to grow this program into the program of your dreams in 2023, what does that look like in terms of expenses and staff time, volunteer time? Those are really interesting details for me, maybe not for the first conversation, but as much as you can provide in terms of what your dreams are would be great.
Sounds good.
Very
Thank
good.
you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, moving to item number 9, approval of carnival permit for Windmill City Festival and a waiver of the fee. Who's got this one?
I can take it if Dan doesn't. That is the permit for Windmill City Fest, and then normally we waive the fees for that, for Windmill City Fest.
You want to make that in the form of a motion?
I will make that as a motion. If anybody has any questions.
Second. Moved by Alderman Wolf, second by Alderman Rosado for the approval of the carnival permit for Windmill City Festival and the waiver of the fee. Any further discussion? Clerk, call the roll.
Wolf.
Aye.
Solfa.
Aye.
Barron. Aye. Lehman. Aye. Ayazi.
Aye.
Ewer.
Aye.
Saron.
Aye.
Miller.
Aye.
Rosado.
Aye.
Beck.
Aye.
Connolly.
Aye.
Janset.
Aye.
12 yes, no, 2 absent.
Motion's approved. All right, moving to item 10, which is ordinance 22-33, granting of variances for building height and signage at 550 North Randall Road.
I've got that.
Alderman Wolf?
Thank you. This is for the reuse of the theater building, I guess is the easiest way to say it, with a giant addition for a giant screen. Really, in all reality, only ends up being a couple feet taller than it is right now. And I think from the view along Randall Road, not many people are ever going to notice that it changed in size. I'm sure they'll notice a complete difference when they get inside the building, that it will be much different than it was. But there's something really exciting happened. We've got pictures up on the screen now. Quite a change to what everybody was used to. Does anybody have any questions? And we do have somebody here from Imagine. So if you want to come up and give us a little talk about what's going on, that would be good. We got you on TV again.
Good evening. My name is Paul Glantz. I'm the co-founder and chairman of Imagine Entertainment, and I'd like to first and foremost express my gratitude to you for your consideration of this matter. I had the privilege of visiting with the mayor and Laura today, as well as Scott, and I must tell you that we feel like we've been warmly received in your community. We're extraordinarily excited about the prospect of being able to bring a world-class entertainment venue to this terrific community. It will not be anything like you're accustomed to. I toured the building this afternoon. Even in its condition now, it's not particularly worse than what it was when the former tenant left. But we see bright days ahead for this particular venue. It will include a 94-foot wide screen. It will be the largest CinemaScope screen in the state of Illinois. It will be lit with two magnificent laser projectors and 128 channels of immersive sound under the Dolby Atmos sound system. In addition to movie entertainment, we intend to build several party rooms, one of which will include duckpin bowling and a specialty bar, along with a billiard table and bar shuffleboard table. This photo you're looking at right now is a representation of what we call our Super EMAX. That's the 94-foot screen, and it's a terrific place to see what I would call a tentpole picture. Again, we're in the business of providing our guests with what we hope is an exemplary entertainment experience. And it's not enough just to build a magnificent building. It's also about the execution and the performance of the business once it's open. And our goal, again, is to not just build a beautiful facility, but it's also operated in an exemplary fashion, one that's consistent with the quality of this community. That photo right there is an example of what we call our high roller room. In lieu of regular bowling, we'll have what's called duckpin bowling. These are smaller pins. It'll be a slightly shorter alley, but that gives you an idea. It's a terrific place for any type of event you might consider. Family reunions, birthday parties, you name it. We have a great deal of success. And speaking to the mayor today, he mentioned that you have a number of senior citizen housing facilities in the community, and we would be delighted to serve that community. We'd be delighted to serve, honestly, any niche need in this community. We think that all success in business is born out of serving one's guest, and that's what we're committed to do. That's another depiction of what we call the high roller room. We very much appreciate your consideration of our variance request and hope that you'll look favorably upon our proposals tonight.
Does anybody have any questions? Let's hear. Well, I'm sure I pretty much speak for everybody on the council. This is a real exciting thing for us to have happen, especially after having it be vacant for a while, to take that giant leap forward into something that really isn't available locally for us is a big step, and really excited about it.
Yeah, we had, Scott and Laura and I had the opportunity to spend with about over an hour with Paul this afternoon. And we kind of ran him upside one and down the other as far as questions about what he was going to do. And I shared with him some of the comments I had received in recent visits to some of our senior citizen communities about, a party room where you could have a 80th birthday or whatever have you. And he would serve the food and drink and provide, something on the screen. You could make a DVD of a family's marriage, and then on their 80th or 50th wedding anniversary, you could show all their pictures and play it to music, and all the friends could come in and just sit there and look at it and talk over it. And I mean, it's got some really great ideas here. And he also indicated on this big screen, when there's big events, if there's a ticket that you can buy, he probably can access the tickets and then sell Batavia people the opportunity to sit in on major music concerts or sporting events, I suppose, or whatever it's out there that people want to go and attend that they can't get on their TV set. So it's really, we're creating tonight, I think, a whole new level of entertainment of which Batavia's never quite seen this before. And so I'm excited about it because I think it really does speak to the needs and what I'm hearing is the wishes of the community out there. So I would encourage our endorsement of this.
Look forward to it. Does anybody online have any comments or questions? Okay. I will make the motion then that we approve the ordinance 2233 and grant the variances for building height and signage at 550 North Randall Road.
Second. Moved by Alderman Wolf, second by Alderman Rosado for the approval of ordinance 22-33, the granting of variance for building heights and signage at 550 North Randall Road. Any further discussion? Clerk, call the roll.
Wolf.
Aye.
Solfa.
Aye.
Barron.
Aye.
Lehman.
Aye.
Ayazi.
Aye.
Ewer.
Aye.
Saron.
Aye.
Miller.
Aye.
Rosado.
Aye.
Beck.
Aye.
Connolly.
Aye.
Chanzit.
Aye.
12 yes, no, 2 absent.
Motion's approved, 12 yes, no no's, 2 absent. Well, welcome to Batavia.
Thank you.
One more question, Paul. When do you think you're going to have it open?
We're shooting for next spring.
Next spring? Okay.
You know, there's a substantial time lag to developing certain building components. So, for example, we have to have developed custom-made steel trusses that are literally 100 feet in length that will span the width of that Super Emax auditorium. And so we need to engage steel fabricators. We need to, of course, start doing some earthwork. We're hoping to have it enclosed in time that we can do the finish work in the springtime.
Okay.
Over the winter so we can open in the spring.
We look forward to seeing it open.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Paul.
Appreciate it greatly. Thank you all.
All right, moving then to item number 11, which is ordinance 2232, authorizing execution of annexation agreement for property at 2 South 327 and 2 South 337 Hart Road in Batavia. Alderman Wolf, do you have this?
Yes, I do. This is another one in our ongoing look to clean up all the areas that are surrounded by the city but not part of the city. This is over along Hart Road. This is actually, I think, a horse property right now, and everything is spelled out within the annexation agreement, and that this would be a 20-year granting of those extensions on the property for the uses that it has today. Anybody with any questions? Pretty straightforward one, and the only cost is about $100 to do the documents and recording on it. Okay. Make the motion that we approve ordinance 2232, authorizing execution of annexation agreement for property at 2 South 327 and 2 South 337 Hart Road.
Second. Moved by Alderman Wolf, second by Alderman Rosado for the approval of ordinance 2232, authorizing execution of annexation agreements for property at 2 South 327 and 2 South 337 Hart Road. Any further discussion? Clerk, call the roll.
Wolf.
Aye.
Solfa.
Aye.
Barron.
Aye.
Lehman.
Aye.
Ayazi.
Aye.
Ewer.
Aye.
Saron.
Aye.
Miller.
Aye.
Rosado.
Aye.
Beck.
Aye.
Connolly.
Aye.
Chanzit.
Aye.
12 yes, no, 2 absent.
Motion's approved, 12 yes, no no's, 2 absent. Okay, moving to item 12, which is resolution 22-065-R, authorizing the sale of excess land at the northwest corner of Batavia Avenue and Wilson Street by auction. Who's got this one?
I do, Your Honor.
Alderman Wolf?
This was, went through the cow, and then we had bid openings on it, and it was accepted a bid for $58.40 on this, and basically this is another one of those pieces of property that the city owned that we have decided to go through and try to get rid of all these and get them back on the tax rolls when they serve really no purpose for the city to own them anymore. So,
Just to clarify, we have not opened bids yet. This would be the notice. After this is passed, we would then publish the bid request and then receive the bids.
okay. That would be the minimum offer would be $58.40.
Correct.
Okay, any questions? Now I'll make the motion that we approve, Resolution 2265R, authorizing the sale of excess land at the northwest corner of Batavia Avenue and West Wilson Street by auction.
Second.
Moved by Alderman Wolf, second by Alderman Lehman, for the approval of Resolution 25-65-R, authorizing the sale of excess property of land at the northwest corner of Batavia Avenue and Wilson Street by auction. Any further discussion? Clerk, call the roll.
Wolf.
Aye.
Solfa.
Aye.
Barron. Aye. Aye. Ayazi.
Aye.
Ewer.
Aye.
Saron.
Aye.
Miller.
Aye.
Rosado.
Aye.
Beck.
Aye.
Connolly.
Aye.
Chanzit.
Aye.
12 yes, no, 2 absent.
Okay, motion's approved. All right, 13, we've taken off the agenda for further discussion, and we'll move to 14, which is ordinance 22-34, amending adjunct outdoor liquor license provisions. Who's got this?
Mayor, I'm going to step out for this one.
Okay, let the record reflect Alderman Beck has stepped out for this conversation. Alderman Chanzit, do you have this one?
It normally would be mine. It went through committee when I was out, and I actually have not had a chance to fully review the memo.
I can take it, Your Honor.
Laura, you want to handle it?
It's just basically allowing the Class A or Class H license holders to apply for the outdoor adjunct license. We did not in the last round when we changed some of the liquor regulations, and this is one that we knew was coming for other businesses that wanted to do this. So this is just adding those two classifications to ones that can apply or are entitled to apply for an outdoor adjunct license.
Okay. Any questions?
Your Honor?
Go ahead.
So we are bringing part of this back to committee again to discuss further streamlining, if I recall.
I'm sorry, Alderman Chanzit, what?
Forgive me. I thought we were bringing the licenses in general back to committee for some additional streamlining.
Yeah, I can clarify that. That had to pertain to the previous item, which was ordinance 22-31, which is the overall business license requirement for all businesses within the city of Batavia. And this would be for item number 1422-34, which is just amending a provision that is part of the liquor license code. One of our our brewer has requested, and that business has a Class H license, and they would like to begin having an outdoor service area, but unfortunately that provision in our code is not one of the types of licenses where outdoor service is allowed. So we would be including Class H And also, it was an oversight, I think, that Class A, the tavern, had not previously been included. And we anticipate that the second brewery, who also, they actually obtained a Class A license because they like to serve other types of alcohol, that in the future, they will be requesting an adjunct license for this purpose as well.
Thank you. It's such a creative market. I've been watching all the cool things happening all around us, and this is activity I would absolutely like to encourage. I wanted to make sure we were doing everything we could to do that. Thank you.
Sure.
Any other questions?
I'll make the motion that we approve ordinance 2234, amending adjunct outdoor liquor license provisions.
Second.
Moved by Alderman Wolf, second by Alderman Lehman for the approval of ordinance 2234, amending adjacent outdoor liquor license provisions. Any further discussion? Clerk, call the roll.
Wolf.
Aye.
Solfa.
Aye.
Barron. Aye. Lehman. Aye. Ayazi.
Aye.
Ewer.
Aye.
Saron.
Aye.
Miller.
Aye.
Rosato.
Aye.
Connolly.
Aye.
Chansett.
Aye.
11 yes, no, 3 absent.
Motion's approved, 11 yes, no nos, 3 absent.
And I'm
Okay,
back, Your Honor.
Thank you.
let the record reflect Alderman Beck has returned. Moving to 15, which is the administrator's report.
Mayor, I just have a few items that I wanted to share with City Council this evening. Give you an update on the Economic Development Strategic Plan. We had a third meeting. Our first meeting was with the Main Street Board, and our second meeting was with the Chamber Board. This third meeting was to capture information provided from a wide swath of different types of members of our community to provide input on how they felt the business community strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats were. We had people who were owners of large industrial businesses. We had owners of small businesses. We had people who have lived in our community for decades. We had people who are recently members of our community. We had just a broad spectrum, commercial real estate people, developers, and it was a really, really great conversation. At this point, we're going to bring all that information together and present it to you in a future meeting so that to make sure that we actually are identifying the most important strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats as we utilize that information to then create a set of proposed objectives for our very first economic development strategic plan. Culver's and Mocha Coffee have resubmitted their plans, and those are under staff review. We have a plan commission meeting tomorrow night, and we will, for the first time, be considering the application for conditional use for a cannabis business. It is a infuser and transporter who are planning to locate their business in our industrial park. Also, before the Plan Commission will be Wazio Orthodontia on West Wilson, who are proceeding with the building of their facility. And also, staff had a kickoff meeting last week with Housio Levine, who are the consultants who will be working on the city's downtown plan. And, there was some question that came up at the group who we were talking to about the SWOT analysis for the Economic Development Strategic Plan versus what is the downtown plan, and how are those two things different. And the way that those are different is that an Economic Development Strategic Plan is looking at the city as a whole and overall economic development versus the downtown plan, which is talking about a vision that our city council has for the uses for different pieces of land which within our downtown. So could look at the downtown plan being probably an element of what more overall would be an economic development strategic plan. And then lastly, I plan to provide an update on the city's strategic action plan following the second quarter of 2022 at the next city council meeting under the city administrator's report. And that is my report, unless anybody has any questions.
Any questions? Thank you. Okay, committee reports, community development,
No report tonight.
government services,
No report, Your Honor.
public utilities,
No report, Your Honor.
public safety.
Yeah, no report, Your Honor.
Okay, we have other business.
Your Honor, I do have another.
Go ahead.
I emailed the council, I believe it was last week, just to give an update. I was looking to encourage the community to submit tips to the Batavia Police Department to help those residents who had their pride flags removed from their residence. I've launched a GoFundMe. I was able to raise almost $500 so far as a reward. It's not a lot of money, but it's certainly a start. I'd like to promote the GoFundMe, and I would like to encourage anyone who has information to contact the Batavia Police Department. My idea was to raise some money to reward someone for a tip that leads to a conviction. I actually even went a step further to say I'd be okay if the person responsible for doing it came forward and claimed the prize and let this money pay for their attorney to help them plead guilty. If the money is not claimed by a certain time, I'm going to turn it over to two organizations that have done a lot for the lesbian and gay community in Batavia. Youth Outlook, which has done services for kids in our town, as well as Lindsay Hartman's program for harm reduction. And I planned on doing that in December if we don't have an arrest by then. But I guess I would encourage the community at large to help us find who is responsible and restore some peace to the people who felt violated in their homes. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else?
I have a question.
Go ahead.
This is just Laura, if you could just give a clue. Have we posted or made any move towards the deputy chief for the fire department positions?
Wendy is planning on posting that job, the operations deputy chief, this week.
Oh, okay. Oh, so they'll be posted separately?
Yes, and she actually had a meeting with employees in the department to help work on the job descriptions for both the operational and administrative deputy chief positions, so that we were just finalizing the job description, and it's now ready for posting. And we shared our plan for how the hiring process will be in our most recent labor management meeting with IAFF, and they were very comfortable with that process.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Laura, on that note, when will the other one be posted? Do we know?
Not sure. What we wanted to do was find out, who are the interested parties in the deputy chief positions, and then also talk at the same time about doing a leadership training program for the entire organization to allow the opportunity for maybe some other members of the department to go through that process in order to prepare them for applying for the administrative role. This is hiring them in succession is something that we've had a lot of success with at the police department. As they, the one moves up to a higher position, the ability to backfill, with someone new so that it's staggered is a little bit easier than bringing two new people on board at the exact same time. So that was the thought there.
Right, so it's a little different than what we had talked about at some point.
Anybody else? Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Do we have other business from anybody in the council? Okay, moving quickly to the mayor's report, I just want to publicly thank all those people in specifically our public safety arena, police, the fire, and the ESDA. Last night, we were under some very challenging situations as to whether or not we should even fire the show. With the help of ESDA and their advanced weather forecasting, we were able to figure out we could probably pull the show off and not have a thunderstorm under us, and we were able to do that. So we got it over with. I'm glad we did it, quite honestly, last night, because now I just got a thing on my phone that we're under a weather alert till starting about 9 o'clock or after 8, so I think it could start here any moment. But just yesterday, along with our Public Works Department, we had some really nice cooperation, and we had a lot of people show up. We had people from other towns come, and it was well done. As I say, I'm glad I'm not trying to put the show on tonight, tomorrow night, or the next night, because those are all scheduled for rain again. And if we get into the weekend, then we're in the Windmill City Festival, and that would have been a real stretch to have something going on out at the high school and have all the stuff going on downtown at the same time. So it really worked out, in my opinion, that we got it done. So I appreciate all the cooperative spirit that we did experience last night. I also just want to share that, as I said earlier, Laura and I and Scott had the opportunity to meet with Paul this afternoon for well over an hour to talk about his movie theater. And he certainly seems to have some really neat new ideas that he's about to bring to Batavia. And our community development staff is telling me that right now we're talking with no less than 4 different restaurants that are talking about wanting to come into Batavia, and chicken seems to be a hot item with a lot of people. And I think we got at least 2 more chicken restaurants they aren't publicly yet, but they're out talking to us about sites in Batavia, building a new building or taking over an existing building. And, they told me today that the building permit for the Culvers has been through its final stance here now, so they think that should begin starting construction here pretty quick. So you're probably going to see quite a bit of activity in Batavia here in the eating business, if nothing else. But we do have that kind of going for us. And I continue to get very nice comments from people about downtown Batavia on the weekends with the Saturday morning Fleet Farmers Market and the boardwalk shops. And a lot of you on the city council deserve the credit for helping to push those ideas forward, because we were kind of a leader in that, and it seems to have worked. So we got a lot to be appreciative for and thankful for that we've got in our community. And we got other towns in here asking questions about how we did it and how we performed. And so I think we should be very pleased with what we've done so far. We obviously have some more room to go, but I think we're on the right track. So I appreciate the good efforts of the city council in that. That being said, Alderman Wolf, I'd entertain a motion for adjournment.
Make the motion we adjourn. Oh.
Can I just add one more thing, just to echo what you were saying about last night's celebration? I just want to make a public statement. Thank you to our Batavia Police Department and Fire Department. I have no doubt they went above and beyond last night in light of what happened at Highland Park. So thank you to them.
Yeah, thank them very much. Thank you for saying that. Anybody else?
I'll make the motion that we adjourn.
Second.
Moved by Alderman Wolf, second by Alderman Rosado for adjournment. Take a voice vote.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.